All right, guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. I know I did. Had some good time. Spent some time with the family. Watched a few different movies, and ready to get back at it. And today, what we're going to be doing is, kind of last week we kind of did a lot of work into figuring out who our target market was, what problem we were solving for them, and how we're just going to go about transitioning from being a catch-all creative services agency that builds digital products for whoever, but now we're going to focus on just building stuff for the science community or the academic community as scientists and researchers. So that's going to be our focus, and we need to figure out how we're going to kind of change and update our website to be able to capture. It's basically going to be used, as our marketing tool, for people to go, check out our website and see what it is that we do, right? So we need to be able to have a good website. And I figured what we can start with is kind of put together what we want to have on the website. So let's kind of like generate almost like a sitemap of what we want to have on our website. So just to review, here's what we have right now on our page, and it's a very simple kind of one page layout here. And the idea really behind how we have this thing set up is to have this more as a agency that provides web design and web development as a service, almost like a subscription based model. Because if you go look at the plans down here, it's it's a monthly fee, right? You want this, or do you want pro or the enterprise? I think I even just got rid of we had even like a lower end one. So yeah, but we're going to get away from this because this is not kind of how we want to do business anymore. So right, so let's go back up to the top and let's see. So, and this is kind of just like a one-page website as well too. So now we're having a completely different audience. So we need to have a completely different strategy and framework in place. So let's put in, a title here. So let's just look at a sitemap. So let's think about what we want to have on each page and what pages we want to have. So let's give, let's give a high-level overview of the type of pages that we want. I know that we want to have a home page. We want to have a services page where we're going to outline what it is that we actually do and what we can provide. We want to have a work slash, I would say portfolio, but I'm going to say like a case study. Because I think that's really going to help with selling what we can do to the specific market that we're looking at. If we can say, hey, we worked with this organization and therefore, we increased how much money they got, or we increased the views, or we can just give them the tangible results of what we've actually done. Even if it's just something as simple as, now they're getting, 5,000 page views a week, and, some of those metrics that we can kind of put on there, that's what we're going to do. And then, of course, we can even just do, just showcase the different types of things that we did. These are the videos that we created. These were the brochures that we made. All that kind of stuff. So just kind of a whole overall case study of what we've done for specific people that we've worked with. So we're going to have home services, case studies. Now, do we want to have any kind of blog? So I think we do, because I think we want to be able to, I don't know how often we're going to post and what's going to be kind of our marketing strategy, but I think having things that people in the industry are going to be looking at and could get some value out of it, I think those are going to be important. So an example thing would be, writing content of how you can increase. Let me think. Like how do you get more conversions or traffic or more whatever eyeballs on, your LinkedIn post? Or how can you create a social media post that'll get more traction? Things like that, in terms of how are you going to be able to help researchers and research groups put their work out there into the world, and just give them the the tips and tricks and tools that they need, that if they want to do it on their own, they can do it through these instructions and through these tutorials or whatever these blog posts end up being. And then, of course, that helps us demonstrate, our credibility and what have you. And they're like, these guys know what they're doing. I'm going to hire them instead, right? So provide value in these blog posts. And we're going to have a contact page, and that's really going to be more of a form. Yeah, I guess we can put it. Well, I guess we can put it here. Not from, but form. Okay, and let me just make this a little bit bigger here. More of a title. Rolando, how you doing? Happy Monday. How was your weekend? Hope you had a good weekend. Welcome to the stream. How to monetize your website. So that's an interesting point. I don't think that I don't know of any researchers or research groups that really worry about monetizing their website or have ever worried about monetizing their website. Because again, they're funded by the government and other government funded institutions, that get government funding and then they dish out the government money. So they're not really worried about how they can monetize their website. I think that'll really, really make a whole lot of sense when we're talking about, I think when we bring up Pixel Pieces and Pixel and how we're going to get into the educational space in terms of teaching people how to build a website, I think that's actually a really useful thing for those types of people to know, and putting just simple strategies of different things that you can do to monetize your website. Affiliate marketing. I guess you can throw some Google ads in there as well too. I feel like Google ads are kind of like the old school way of monetizing website. Anywho. Okay. So we have our homepage. Let me just see, what do we have here? Benefits, pricing. So we're not going to have a pricing page because that's going to be in that contact form. So let's dive a little bit deeper into here. So we can say this is contact, but so we're going to have a form. And on the form, we're going to have, what fields are we going to have? Let's say name, organization, email, obviously. I think like services, like what services are you interested for? And that could be just a selection, different checkboxes. And then there's just going to be a price range. So we're going to have a price range where it's basically going to be something like, 10 to 25,000, 25 to 50, etc., whatever the case may be. Let's just say, starting at $10,000 to $25,000. Except put that ahead. Links of interest, a page where you can add all the links where people can learn about how to obtain funds, steps, and things like that to obtain government approval. That's really good. So, yeah. One of the things that I know from different newsletters that I used to send out at different institutions, a lot of them, they would have in the newsletter, in one of the sections, it would be like funding and ways to get funding or places to get funding. That is the thing that people would like drive down the most. Like academic newsletters typically had really good open rates, like between 20 and like 40%, which is pretty good for nowadays. I guess maybe it could be better. Anyways, but they're all super interested in like funding. Just tell me where I can go get funding. So that's like the most important thing for like every researcher. So I really like that. The question is, of course, how are we going to, like, who's going to go put together all these different funding resources? It'd be nice if I can hire some kind of part-time, not even part-time, but just like a freelance like writer to just like, hey, can you scour where all these funding opportunities are? Maybe just probably limit it to Canada at the start, but then expand. So anyways, I really like that. So I think what we can call that, I don't know if we call that like a resources. Yeah, like I guess I'm not sure exactly what to call it, like in terms of what the link is going to be called, but so information on funding opportunities. Like it would be nice. I guess you can even scrape different. There's got to be different places. Like there's lots of stuff on the Government of Canada website, but that's also kind of a pain. There's NSERC, there's Mars. Yeah, there's a bunch of different places. So I wonder if there's a place we can scrape it. Or this is actually a really good thing. Is there a website out there that is dedicated solely to showcasing what funding opportunities are available for academic researchers? That's actually interesting. Maybe someone can make that kind of site. That would be really cool. I know there's sites where, if you're a student, you can kind of sign up and join, and they'll tell you all the different scholarships that are available, like from like really even small, like $100, $200 scholarships to, to the big ones. So, but is there anything like that for academics? That's actually a really good question. Very good question. Information on funding opportunities. Yeah, I think that would be really good. Opportunities and what else? That almost feels like a website on its own, like academicfunding.com or whatever. That's interesting. When the effects of bat soup hit us here in Mexico, a page I made for one of my clients was where they could get medical oxygen tanks and all the items for safety and treatments. And that page was receiving over 500 visits daily. Yeah, I guess if you have something that's really timely and something that people want to get information from, and then you could get that really good organic traffic to, that's amazing. Like 500 people a day. That's crazy. Were you able to monetize that in any way? I'm curious. But that's really cool. Congrats. So that, yeah, hopefully they sold lots of oxygen tanks and lots of different things. I'd imagine getting that kind of traffic. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, if you can really match what somebody is looking for, when they're searching on Google, and then you can deliver exactly what they want on your website, that's like match made in heaven. That's the money right there. Especially for something like that. Oh, need something for, bat soup. What do I do kind of thing? And it's like, here it is. Here's what you do. Here's what you can buy. It's like, perfect. Thank you. Like printing money. But again, I love the idea of having a resources. But again, that's like future own thing. Because like staying on top of every single opportunity for funding, that's got to be a full-time job. Just doing that on its own. Ideally, this is another thing. Ideally, you can have it a case where, where they have those, I don't know how popular they are now, but if you're running like a job board, or you're running say you're running a website that is all about like web design or what have you, and it's a really popular website for people to go in and, read all about web design and all that kind of stuff. They'll have like a job board, and instead of you as the site owner having to go out and find all the new jobs or all the jobs that are available, you have other people wanting to post their jobs on your job board, because that's where the web designers are, right? They're reading that content, and then they'll pay you to have that job board. So imagine having a site where instead of you having to go out and find all the different funding opportunities or grants or whatever that's available, somebody that's having a grant that wants to have the widest breadth of applicants to come in, right? So they can choose from the best. then they can just come into that site and then post what they have available so that that could reach more eyeballs. And then we can have it so that, that site that aggregates all the different funding has like a newsletter where people, well, of course, they're going to want to sign up to that newsletter. And if it's free, then they get spit out like all of this kind of stuff. So this is interesting. So I wonder if we can start to build something like that. And then eventually in the future, it becomes this platform where it's everything you wanted to know about funding and how to get funding and all that kind of stuff. That's really kind of interesting. Sorry, now I'm going we're going like way off in terms of thinking about where things could go in the future. First things first, let's figure out how we can get a couple clients and start helping them, with their message and getting their work out there to the world. And then hopefully turn that into them getting more money and then going and building and growing from there. Okay, so homepage. Okay, contact. Hang on a second. Let's finish this contact. So the name, organization, email service, price range, and then I guess maybe just leave a message. Yeah, so that'll be the contact form and the contact page. Information on funding, and then we're going to have a newsletter as well for people to sign up so that they can get alerted of new, opportunities. So the services, did we talk about the services that we wanted to offer? Let's go back to some of the stuff that we have here. Blah, blah, blah. Right. So we have these things here, which is kind of what we want here. Okay. I think we can kind of copy that. So the services we're going to have, data management, we'll say website design and development. I don't know if this is a different thing, but like content management system. I mean, just a fancy way of saying a website with a database, but so is the contact page going to be a pop-up or are you building an entire page? Yeah, it's going to be a separate page. So I guess what I'm doing here is each bullet point is going to be its own separate page, like home, services, work. Like that'll be like the main navigation. And then there'll be like sub pages within that, like for services and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the idea now. We'll flesh it out a little bit more too in terms of what exactly are going to be the pages. But I guess what I'm doing down here below is these secondary points is just kind of thinking of what are the things that are going to fall under that bucket. And then we'll figure out kind of what pages are going to go. But yeah, contact page, yeah, not a pop-up. I want this to be like I'm not going to spend like eternity trying to develop the flashiest website that's going to win all the awards. It's going to be something super simple. That's going to be very clean and minimal. I mean, that's my style. It's pretty much clean and minimal, but convey the information to the potential client that we have worked with academic institutions and organizations. We do work with them. If you work with us, you're going to get good service. I just want to convey that kind of stuff. So just to the point, this is what we do. These are the results we have with case studies and all that. And then we'll go from there. So I like better. Do you like that better? I don't like a pop-up. Yeah, they don't work the greatest on phones and it's just kind of a pain in the butt. So its own page. So yeah, we'll just list the services, data management, web design and development. And I wonder if we should put them in different buckets. I'm not sure. I don't like content management system, to be honest, because that's in web design and development. So we're going to do audio, video production, and we could say social media, or that can go into audio video production. We could say graphic design. This might not be the best way to say it, but we can flesh that out a little bit more. Like stationery, like logo, all those little kind of things that go in with this. Let's go back here. Communications, right? Event management. So we're going to say event management and communication, content, communication, and I'll just content creation. Content creation is kind of, well, it's part of audio video production, but we'll think about how we can consolidate that. Content optimization management. To tell you, I've never heard of that. Content optimization management. So what would that entail? I've actually never heard of that. It sounds fancy. So content optimization management. I mean, I guess it would just be, well, I mean, you could be optimizing like when you publish certain posts, when, I guess just optimizing the content that is that you're writing. I've actually just never heard of that. It sounds really fancy. Just let me know maybe if there's like a definition or something for that. But I think that almost seems to like a byproduct of like, you know, if you want to come with us and the service we offer, it's all part of this whole thing where we're going to help you kind of manage the creation of all of those things and give you all the tools necessary to be able to deploy them in a way that makes the most sense. And so for us to, you know, help you kind of optimize all the different things that you're doing. Yeah. It's about adding semantic SEO to the content so that the search results are more accurate. Right. So, right. So I think we could, I don't even know if that's the right way to say it, right? SEO / content optimization. Or maybe, I guess if we say, like you're saying, yeah, content optimization, that's like SEO is kind of part of that, right? Yeah. I like that. Yeah, and that brings it in, ties everything in with the communication and the content creation. Right. These aren't in any particular order as well, too, guys. So we're going to, like I said, maybe figure out how we can maybe break these down into like specific buckets of things that we can offer. Okay, so work case studies. I think, yeah, for this one, okay. I'm just going to outline what we want to have in each case study. So we definitely want to have a testimonial of, you know, like people within the organization. Product images, videos, etc. Services rendered. Project description, and like what the problem was, and maybe talk about the execution, and then obviously we want to talk about the results. The execution, plan, delivery, things like that. Kevin, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. How you doing today? Hope all is going well. Yeah, so if we have all those, I think that's pretty good. Am I missing anything from a work case study thing? Testimonies of people within an organization, product images. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's going good. Perfect. Awesome. Good to hear. I missed 2 shows and things really took a turn on this channel. I like the focus. Excited to see it moving along. Yeah. Just kind of focusing on and just, it's really thinking about, like, for me, of what it is that I want to do. What is it that's going to give me the best chance of success? how much money I have in the bank in terms of, how long can I go, without making any money, and what I can do. And because I haven't been getting any new clients. I also haven't been looking too. So just trying to focus. And if we get the right focus, I think that'll just really help. So it's focusing on two things. There's going to be focusing on the science. It's just my creative business, which I've always had. Right now, it's just kind of focusing it. It's like Pixel, but changing it to whatever we're going to end up calling this new thing. And then working as well to just consistently every week creating new components and just slowly but surely building up the Pixel pieces. So that one's going to be just a little bit slower because I think this thing has the greatest chance for me to be able to make the kind of money that I need to, like, within the next 6 months. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So hopefully I'm right, but we'll see how it goes. Before and after, yes. What was done on the page? Yes. So before and after, some of them won't have a before and after because they'll just be like, hey, we're just a new research group. We just got $10 million. Help us, So they might not have a before and after, but obviously if they do, I think, yes, that's super important to showcase. Before and after. I'll just say before and after. That's pretty good. Which also kind of speaks to the results as well. So cool. Yes. Thanks, Rolando. That's a good one. Okay. Resources. Yeah. Just focused on teaching, the principles behind, the services we offer. So is that even, what the hell does that even mean? Just maybe focus on teaching the services we offer, i.e. show them how to do it themselves. And hope that you teach them how to do it themselves so that they can turn around and be like, hey, you guys know what you're doing. I just want you to do it. Almost like proof that we know what we're doing, right? So those are the kinds of things that we're going to be blogging about. Resources, right? We talked about that. Just information on funding opportunities. There could be other things in here as well too that relate to what it takes to run a successful academic institution, not academic institution, but a good research group. There's kind of tools and different things depending on what it is you're doing, even data management tools. But I don't think we're going to get into that right now because that's pretty specific based on, even what field you're in. There's some differences, even from a physics team from an engineering team. Maybe actually those ones are maybe somewhat closer, but there can be some pretty big differences based on the industry. Okay, and then a contact page. Are we missing anything? I think that's good. The biggest thing is definitely going to be the work and the case study. So the homepage, I think we're going to showcase, part of a case study or case studies, right? And then they can click to go see more. And then highlight the services and outcomes. I don't know. That's going to be pretty tough how we can highlight the outcomes. I'll have to think about that. If there's a way to say hey, we do websites and, on average our websites get this much traffic. I don't know. I don't know how to showcase that. Showcase part of case studies. Definitely want to Having testimonials on the homepage might be pretty good too, but we're just kind of jotting notes here for now. This isn't going to be locked in stone. I like the services. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Anyways, we got to have a call to action. I'm not sure what the call to action is going to be, but we're going to have something obviously on there. The one last page. We're missing one page here, and that's the about. And that's just, why we do what we do, and of course, who we are. Right. Okay. Good. I think that pretty much covers most of it. So unfortunately, I have to. Oh, where am I? What's going on here? There we go. I have to run this. I have to cut this kind of abruptly here because I do need to go take my daughter to the orthodontics. She got some stuff to do with braces and whatnot. But I think we have that sitemap nailed down pretty good. So tomorrow we're actually going to hop into Figma, and I think we're going to actually not wireframe, but we're actually going to plot out like all these different pages and kind of even identify what's going to be on each individual page. So then we'll get a whole flow of the content. And then I think we'll probably actually start writing the content before starting to design things, because I think the writing of the content is going to be more important than the actual look and feel of the website. So, and that's going to be the hardest part, is writing good content for this. So we'll get started on that tomorrow. Just real quick, Rolando. For me, the about page is the most complicated to write. If you have a blueprint on how to do it, I would appreciate it. Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. I mean, I have seen some really good about pages, and I find like it does kind of depend on the industry of what you're doing and like who you're trying to go for. But I think for this, definitely going into the academic community, they're really into like credentials and like what have you done, right? So I think we're going to have to just really lean into the why we're doing what we're doing and showcasing, hey, I've been doing this for 20 years and blah, blah, blah. I've worked with these people, blah, blah, blah. So that kind of thing, I think that's really important for the customers that we're trying to reach. So, but yes, if I do want to get through some research or whatever, I see some stuff about some good best practices for about pages. I'll definitely pass it along, because we'll kind of write this stuff together, and we'll see where we go. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining, for tuning in. Rolando, Kevin, great to have you guys on board and helping out. I really, really appreciate it, as always. And everyone else, not everyone, just everyone, have yourself a great rest of your day. And we'll be back here tomorrow for a brand new stream. So have yourself a fantastic evening.